it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffin' like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffin' like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffin' like a smoke-a-thon. Puffin' like a smoke-a-thon. I be puffin' like a smoke-a-thon. Only hitting that hella bomb. Yeah, gotta kill the smoke alarm. We be puffin' like a puffathon. We be puffin' like a puffathon. Disciplined stoners out on the scene, matching tracksuits and Jordan 3s. Can't wait to see you and smoke more weed. What's that you got there, a blunt for me? Fuck it, I'm lucky, I love you too. Let's see you all drop some new stuff too. What's there a Sunday on a Sunday cruise? Doing reviews for her next skew. Smoking the fire and we hella blitz. I got my paws on shit nobody gets. Outstanding buds like they came from the drip. Throwing some primo, I'm top of the tip. Never am stiff, I love the community. At an event talking like it's just you and me. Culture and industry making its history. We are just happy to be here and getting so lit. You know what we smoking on, light it up a Ellevan. Flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoker thong.
Classics.
Thank you.
Amen.
Have a good show. Glad you're here, man.
Yes. Yes.
You ever see something so true that you couldn't unsee it? Something that you just knew would serve you. Whether it be self-awareness, plant medicine, a lover, a career. That's what we get down to here. Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Spark up or don't, and enjoy the show. Glad you're here.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie,
and we are the gateway drug to mindfulness.
And today...
Yes.
Okay, so our next guest, we've only known for 48 hours.
But it feels like so much longer.
We met our next guest at Can Expo, which we did a couple weeks ago, and he was generous enough to come on the show with us before he goes back to his homeland.
Of UK. He's a multifaceted participator in the cannabis culture, and we're going to learn more about him and his story. Please put your hands together for...
Chesney Clark!
Hey, guys.
Samesies last name.
A.K.A. Benny's World.
Hey, you guys. Thank you for having me, man. You guys are way too kind. Man, I'm absolutely overwhelmed, honestly.
I'm just really glad that we have an international guest.
Yes.
So thank you.
No way. Thank you, guys.
We're going international, baby.
Yeah, thanks for blessing us, bro. Thanks for being here.
No, you guys are very welcome. Thank you guys for embracing me with open arms. As I said to you guys before, I've had more support here in Canada in how long I've been here, and that more than the past 3 years I've been doing this particular thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into that. So that you started this. Where in the UK are you from?
I'm from London.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The best part, right? No. We haven't been, so.
Right, so London is it's an interesting place.
Okay.
Depending on where in London you go, obviously you've got Big Ben, you've got Oxford Street and Marble Arch and all these places there. But people like me tend to sort of live more towards the outskirts.
Okay.
I personally live in West London, Northwest London.
Dope.
Little place called Harlesden. At the moment I'm living in Acton. But yeah.
And how far away is that from the downtown touristy area?
I would say it's maybe a 20-minute tube ride.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
so
so
it's not
we're
far.
kind of similar in terms of Toronto. We didn't choose the right hustle and bustle downtown, everything's alive all the time type thing. We kind of chose closer to the water. It's still a nice, there's
It's lovely
people
around
around.
here.
There's a lot of accessibility.
You said tube.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I just said tube so you know what I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah, like the subway, right?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah,
train.
yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
love that, dude. Oh, I love it. So I want to jump right into it when it comes to Can Expo, how we met.
Oh, can we jump into the brand before?
That's my leeway there.
Thank you.
Is you are doing something incredible off camera. I told you you are low key just by existing, calling me out, calling us out, like by doing, by being, by living, like the investment in self, the branding, the personality, the taking the trip, the everything. Please just lay it on us, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and your hustle, your self-investment. I'm just so inspired. Please bless us.
Bloody hell, where do I start? Well, I mean, it started when I was like 4. I trained as an actor. I was training right up until I was about 22.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then obviously when you're training, there's that safety net of being in education.
Okay.
So then at 22, I kind of thought, you know, how much more training do I need before I'm ready? So I thought, you know, just get an agent now, get to work. Did that. Wasn't really happy with the way things work. You know, you just sit by your phone and wait for your agent to ring. So
Don't I know it?
When he's doing it now.
So am I.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's part of it.
It really is. It really is. So I decided to write. I decided to write something, put it out there, kind of. I say kind of because I still haven't put it out there, and that was almost 10 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Is it too cringy now? Why would you not put it out there?
No, it's just the process.
Building
it's
it.
just the process.
Okay.
So I wrote Benny's World. I started writing it in 2015. So there was a comedy in London, or in England, called, oh gosh, what's it called now? Hood Documentary. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. Even Drake was like posting memes about that.
Oh, wow.
yeah, like
Hot
it was
documentary.
Okay.
Hood Documentary.
Oh, Hood.
Hood Documentary. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that really inspired me to actually put pen to paper.
Yeah.
But before that, I was working with some of my friends who, again, you probably wouldn't have heard of it, but Man Them on the Wall. They were going viral and stuff during, like, I think it was from 2012 to about 2016, 2017.
Sick.
And they were like my best friends. They run the Wall of Comedy now. But I got to see a lot of how they did things. They did a lot of like guerrilla shooting, like no budget.
Yeah.
Just, you know, getting up at the crack of dawn and like, getting shots with no permit. Like,
Yep.
it was crazy. But
Yep. We know all about that hustle, bro. That's the LA hustle. That's
I
the
learned,
just
you
be a
know,
creator, get it done.
100%. And I learned how to do that. So when I finished writing the 6 episodes of Benny's World back in, I would say it was like 2018, I then started to work on the pilot, like getting it into like post-production or pre-production and stuff, getting on its feet. Had huge amounts of problems with it. And obviously because you don't have any budget, you know, people come on they come on set and then they like piss about and you know, you have to start again.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to demand the focus of people in a passionate way in a similar passion that you have for
Yeah,
it. Like it's
yeah.
really hard to spark that without dollars.
Yeah, 100%.
Fuck.
100%. And it literally took me until 2022, February 22 is when we shot it. We actually shot it and it was like, yeah,
Hey.
done.
Two.
Yeah, literally. So, you know, can't really complain about that because it's, you know, synchronicity and all that.
Yeah.
But we even then,
Congrats.
thank you. But even then we ran
Huge.
into a lot of problems. Like one of my cast members decided that they didn't want to read the script. Like on set, I was like, okay, guys, you guys are up next. We're gonna set up, but before we do that, you guys just run your lines. I'm gonna go set something else up, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna listen to you run your lines. I came back and he was like, I don't do this reading thing, bruv.
I don't
He
do
just
that.
goes
I don't
on
do this.
set.
Yeah. He came on set and he had like a bottle of like Hennessy or like JD or something, and like 10 in the morning. Like imagine I've had like no sleep. I'm like the producer, the director,
Yep.
the main actor, the runner. I
Yep.
picked everybody up from their house.
Yep.
Like I got up at like 5 in the morning.
That's
and
it,
like,
bro. That's
man,
it.
like, it was-
This is it. And then
I'm too
Buddy
sensitive for this right now.
Buddy comes with 0 fucks given.
literally, like
I
he came
don't-
with a bottle of JD.
I don't do this reading thing.
That was too polite. He was like, bruv, I don't do this reading thing, you know. And I'm thinking, but bro, I didn't ask you to do this reading stuff. Like we've been rehearsing this for like the best part of like 6 months.
You should know it. You shouldn't be reading anymore.
Yeah, like
Should
I
be
don't
off book.
like I don't mind you reading the script in the rehearsal, but the premise was that like you told me that you were gonna learn your lines, you were gonna know it by the time we come to shoot.
Was this just a homie?
So he was a guy that I met when I spent a lot of time with the guys at the Wall of Comedy.
Like those guys who were getting it, hustling.
He was someone that would come to the office and he would just kind of like hang out and, you know, kind of network and things like that. So I kind of thought, oh, we were in the same environment.
You want to give them an opportunity.
Absolutely.
So then why does that bite us in the ass so many times? We're like, I want to put someone here, and then they're just like, oh, it's not that I don't give a fuck, it's that I don't have the capacity to even show you the reflection of giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And then we're like, I didn't do my research.
There's
only one way about that, is like, I didn't vet you. I liked you, but I didn't vet you.
Literally.
I don't think there's been a project I've been on that I haven't had one of those.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't think it stops even if you pay.
It doesn't.
Think so.
I don't think so.
No, I can attest
there was
to that.
another-
It definitely doesn't
There's
stop
a
when you
fucking
pay.
dud everywhere.
There was another cast member that started acting like a diva. I had to pay him. I had to sell like stocks and shares and stuff that I was invested in. Like,
buddy.
I had to sell it all to pay him because he was just moving mad.
So you are a fucking champion.
Thank you, Baba.
Like, yeah, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I met you, say you have a job, right? Like,
Yeah, I work at Royal Mail, which is the UK equivalent of Canada Post.
My mail. My mailman is the mailman. Like,
I worked at Canada Post for a while.
How was it?
It was a nice job.
Yeah?
Honestly,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
I started real early, but I was done every day at like 2.
Yeah, so for me, I was doing like stupid overtime to the point where my managers were pulling me into the office saying, "Oh, what time did you finish? Be careful because you're about to hit your cap. You're about to hit your weekly like work cap."
And then what happens?
So if I hit the weekly work cap and I exceed it, my manager gets into trouble. Like managers have been like sacked for that.
Because they have to pay you more?
time and a half.
It's much more of just like the company trying to make sure that, you know, they kind of cover themselves. So if there's an accident or something, they kind of start asking questions like, how much rest did you get? How much hours are you working?
Right.
But then they see me maxing out, they're going to ask the manager, well, why did you let him do all these hours?
Liability control.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So it stems from a good place, but
It
it,
does,
maybe
but,
isn't
you know,
really
these-
realistic.
These corporations, man.
But
Come on,
like,
you know what I mean?
let's not get lost in the details here, though. I wanna say how much I admire that. I have never had the healthy ego to do that. Like, you're able to shift worlds because you feel the difference how people treat you as, you know, do you go to the Chesney? I don't know. You go by at work.
Oh, people just call me like Ches.
Ches, yeah.
You
So
know
it's
what I
like
mean?
the way people treat Ches and then the way people treat, you know, how we see Benny's world and we're living with you in that dream and that vision into the future. I've never had the patience or tolerance for people to like disrespect me like that. Like, I'm not a human, bitch. Like, you know, I'm a minimum wage rapper. Like, that was me at 23, right? I just didn't have it in me. But you have this special gift to dream into the future, hustle it out, invest in yourself. Like, these things is an incredible step. Like, you can't lie. Like, I see what you've done.
So
Like-
just selfishly,
Thank you.
you got everything sorted out with, I just want to know for myself.
Sorry,
I need
yeah.
closure on this series.
Yeah, sorry,
story.
back to that. I just wanted to give you those flowers and
Thank
hear a
you.
little bit more how you're doing that. But yeah,
I
wrap up
appreciate
your
that,
story.
Ro.
Yeah. So you had to sell shares
Yeah. I had
to
sell
pay
shares.
someone. You had to deal with
Yep.
someone who was potentially like misusing alcohol.
Oh, absolutely. So basically, what that situation was that so it was December 2021, and I was working again, working 70 hours a week. The weekend before Christmas, it was a Sunday. I was doing some overtime on a Sunday. I was bringing the van back. It must have been about like maybe 6 o'clock in the evening. Bless you, Baba. And yeah, like I ended up like having a little accident in the van.
Oh no.
And I wasn't able to then work the overtime for like another 4 months. It was 4 months until I could actually like get back to work properly. And
Whoa.
during that time, I was on like bare minimum wage. So I do a lot of overtime normally, right?
Gotcha.
I was on my like bare minimum salaries, and I was struggling.
Yeah.
And I let everybody on my team know, look, this is what's happened. I had an accident at work, and the protocol is that they can't let me drive the vans until they reassess my driving. And they, for some reason, they weren't able to get that sorted until I think it was maybe April 2022. But we filmed Benny's World in February 2022, so I had no money at the time, and this guy was still demanding like, oh yeah, but if I'm gonna come on set, like I need to get paid, you know. And I'm like, I understand, but I need to get back to work. Like I'm literally eating like sachet rice you throw in the microwave. Like I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
Chess.
It's all good. It's all good.
Buy these guys' papers, please. Like, buy this shit. No, it's really true. We land on the show often. That's paying the cost to be the boss, but also like the diffraction of the perception of art. Like you said, some people who are your homies, like not wanting to buy
Do you want
these.
some of this, or are you good? It's okay.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I better
Yeah,
not. I
'cause
don't
you're
know
gonna
these
get
Canadian
the,
roads, yeah.
He's driving
It's
on the
gonna
other
get
side of the
smoky
street
here.
here, guys.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
But no, it's incredible. It's incredible to have that much maturity to accept that. So how did you deal with this guy?
So I remember I was saying about my friends, my close friends that were doing like all that guerrilla shooting and stuff and run the Wall of Comedy. So they knew him, and because they knew him, I couldn't blow the situation out of the water.
Yeah.
I know, which was cool. I didn't want to. I didn't want to have any issues with anybody. I'm just trying to get my shit done. That's it. I just kind of just said, you know, like, can you like tell me what the issue is? And he just was like, oh, there's no issue. Went back to my friends, let them know what it is. Then they were just like, just try and get it done. Just get it done. Once you've got it done, just cut ties. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that's what I think that is what you have to do. When you, after you got it done and you cut ties, was it a respectful cutting?
On my end, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the business of like...
Dude, thank you.
You
That's
are
my
speaking
fucking
hard.
love language.
Thank you,
okay?
man.
Like, I really,
that.
like, there's no need to be like, fuck you,
100%.
get out of my life forever. Like, what?
Like
I don't know
before,
why.
Before he started fucking up on my set, I had no issues with him. Like, every time I saw him, it was love. Like, I genuinely liked the person. But for some reason, he just decided that I'm a wasteland.
Maybe
I don't
he
know.
has imposter syndrome and was actually afraid.
Trying to sabotage it low key.
Yeah.
I don't know, because for me, when I was telling people what it was and asking them if they want to be a part of it, because I kind of like knew how they acted and I wanted them on my project, I would say, look, I've got no money, I've got no budget, but I would really like it if you were like wanting to be a part of it.
That's
as well.
all you need is the honesty up
Yeah,
front. And
honesty
then
up front.
give me the opportunity to invest in you or not.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna cost you time up front, but here's the potential benefit, and here's who we're rocking with me. And then in the future, when I do have budget, I know it sucks. Every artist hates to hear that, right? Like
100%.
work for potential or exposure. We know how that feels as artists, so we don't want to give that deal. But sometimes you got to ask for that collaboration, and that honesty is what people need to see.
Yeah,
like
100%.
You are extremely mature.
I was trying to be. Thank you. I was trying to be, because for me, I don't want anyone turning around going, well, you didn't say I wasn't getting paid. Like, I don't want any issues with anybody. I don't want any issues with anybody.
Clarity.
Like, I spent so much time writing this. I just want to get it done, you know? Like, even this time around, like, the issues that we had, we managed to get it, you know, done in the end, but
Are you happy with it?
I haven't actually seen it.
Oh.
Because then after we got it filmed, I then had issues with my editor.
Oh yeah, every step along the way, dude, you're gonna have to figure this out. Like
100%.
step by step, that's just filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like most really good filmmakers I know, we've had Andrew on the show. Winnie is 17 feature films deep, and she did 3 or 4 with this wonderful team, Andrew and Brigitte Kingsley.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're-
Shout out Good Soldier Films.
Yeah, and like the guy is a U plus DOP plus everything, like all in
Actor,
one.
like he-
Wow.
If you need to hop on
lighting.
the lights, you can. You guys are just fucking bricks, like so
Wow.
solid. And I'm like, okay, that's what it takes. Not everyone has a team like Drake. Like, you know, I wish I had a branding guy and an engineer and a friend who got me in security and this. It's like, you know what? I'm pulling up in the fucking 2007 Kia with a trunk full of croissants, and this is our fucking crafty. Let's shoot this bitch in the dead of winter.
Literally.
I feel you, bro.
Literally. Like, I was getting up at like 6 in the morning. Well, no, I was getting up at like 4:30, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I would like circle London picking up all the cast. Like, I was waking up one particular guy, Jack. Shout out Jack O'Connor, yeah? My dog, Jack.
My dog, Jack!
My brother, Jack. Man like Cadell, yeah?
Respect.
Big man things are going, you get me? Yeah, but I was picking him up in the morning.
Yes.
You know, I was waking Jack, calling his phone, and we had to wake up. I had to sit outside his house while he was getting ready, and you know what I mean? Then go pick up Cadell. Yeah.
How about that amazing flighting feeling when you get that car full of people and you're pulling up to the Tim Hortons or whatever, and it's like, oh, this is my last $50. What does everyone want? And they're just like, yeah, get me 4 coffees and 2 sandwiches, and you're like, fucking run it up, baby, because this is the last stop.
You're giving too much credit. There was none of that.
I know, like It's so funny. I remember being at
I was broke.
yeah.
It's over.
Bro, I had to borrow money for petrol, like not eat all day.
Gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago, I think 2015, where I had a red carpet event for some movie that I was in, and I borrowed the dress and the shoes and the jewelry, and the production got my hair and makeup done, thank God. And I was on the red carpet, and I'm taking this in, right, because it was for a YouTube thing.
Sure.
And
It's a premiere, though.
It was a premiere of a trailer, actually. So, but there were so many people like just screaming like, "Oh my God!" and not necessarily for me, but I was experiencing it as it was for me.
On a red on a red carpet, like this is Bufferfest, yeah?
Yeah,
This is like the height of where you can go with YouTube.
Right,
Like
right.
kind of like, like in terms of in Canada, and it was a big deal.
Yeah,
kinda, but
and I remember thinking, I have minus $500 in my bank account right
Yeah.
now.
And you're on a red carpet,
Yeah.
and people are like, "You've made it," and you're like, "I'm hungry."
I ran in to get the hors d'oeuvres before every other starving actor did.
Bro, that making it as an artist, and when you get invited to those big fucking galas, I have it in a freestyle. It's like right now, it's like I remember taking gigs just to eat some better food.
Yes.
And I literally did. Like the pay wasn't very good, but yeah, and it was by like the Swedish Trade Commission. Like I knew they could afford it, but I just fucking took the gigs. I'm like, they don't have bum ass layout.
Yeah.
I took that to go box.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Zero fucking
Yeah.
shame.
Literally at the time. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So
You can
bro.
also see it
Yeah.
on bigger sets too, like that the actors that maybe have not the lead role, and they just load up on their craft, and then they load up and there's no shame. They're like, "Fuck this! Like I'm having dinner
Production
tonight."
is paying for it.
I know.
And when
It's so good.
when I'm on the good top end of a production that has budget, I'm filling all the artists' backpacks, like because I know they don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Like this production has like allocated this much for that portion. Like they're gonna spend the $20K on food. This has been spent.
Yep.
Like this is. I mean, sure they can do like the whatever the reusable bars that are sealed and stuff. So I am kind of mindful of that for production. Honestly, I play for both teams, but I'm always like, yeah, fucking take this shit, this fresh shit.
Absolutely.
Another piece of salmon for you.
Have it steak.
So respect, bro. So you've been through it.
Can you tell me the premise of Benny's World or us?
Yeah, so when I first started writing Benny's World, I didn't really know what I wanted to write. I just wanted to put pen to paper and just see what I could make from it. It ended up being a stoner comedy because at the time I was a closet stoner and no one really knew that I was smoking weed.
Buddy.
But I was fucking smoking, right? Like to the point where I'd get home from work and I would just be smoking all evening, and it was the kind of high where I was just like couch locked and I could just see things in my mind and I would just giggle at it.
I love that.
Good times.
Oh man, and then it got to a point where I was thinking, but hang on, I should probably like record this.
Yep.
I should probably like get this, like jot this down.
Get your script writer out.
This is it. So then that's where that came from, and it was just. It was,
I love that.
It was things to do with like stoners, like doing stoner shit.
And that resonates deep because only we be doing that shit.
You know?
Like when you like, there's like the contemplation of existence, period. Like humans who are stoned will just be like, what is going on here? There's
what is this?
like, what is this? Like that's the consistent question. And then like all the comedic shit that happens when you let your brain go off. That's so good, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
I love that you have this series and now you have this brand.
Yeah. So
That's
how did
so incredible.
This came about to promote that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know how deep you want me to go, but essentially...
Go deep.
Go deep, always. That's what we do. You're on Disciplined Stoners. We're disciplined. We're going in.
Okay, well, for me, just because of the way my upbringing was, I never really felt like people would just help me. I feel like if people were going to help me, they'd have to get something in return.
Yeah.
So I couldn't ask anybody for money to like help me make these things because why would they care? So I thought, well, if people are already buying Rizla, Raw, etc., like rolling papers, why not create something where at least my folks, my friends and family, if they wanted to support, they could buy like papers from me, grinders from me that they would already have bought from the shop.
I love
cost the
that.
same amount of money,
I love
etc.
it.
You know.
My God. People can buy these all around the world internationally, right?
Well, I have a website that they can buy it from, but I've only been to Canada with them. Well, I've been to LA, but not like I've been in Canada with them. Like they're in Canada now. Like they are
Sick.
here.
Good. And like people can order a box of these from you off your website?
Absolutely.
If they're in, say, like California, Arizona,
Absolutely.
Manitoba.
Absolutely.
Australia.
That's going down.
We have a little hub. We have a little hub here in Toronto. Well, not Toronto, just outside of Toronto. But like, you guys would get it just like that. Like, I would just tell my folks, oh yeah, these people want it. Can you like take it there?
Perfect. So we'll put that link in our description,
Oh,
and you can
thank you.
get some of these, and you can burn what we be burning.
Yo, you guys are beasts. You see, like, you haven't even finished that one. Like, I'm deep in the game here. Like, this is the difference between like legalization and illegal.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
It's
It
the
really
It's
is.
the difference.
Bro.
I can't smoke. Like, I'm a big boy smoker. Like, I'm a big boy smoker.
Respect.
But this,
I'm a scientist smoker. I'm supposed to try that. I know that I only have this period of time in my day. I gotta smoke 8 different strains by in a couple days, bro.
oh, I hear that.
I'm
I hear that.
a R&D smoker.
So you were a closeted smoker for a really long time.
Yeah.
What was your first experience with cannabis?
So I must have been about 12, and me and a group of friends it was like whose birthday was it? It was someone's birthday. One of my friend's birthday, but again, we're going back like well over 10 years. We're going back a good like 15 years, I think.
Was it Jack's? Jack O?
No, Jack's a little bit younger. So at the time, he would have been like young. Do you know what I mean? He would have been like 8 or like 9.
No, not
But,
yet.
Yeah, no.
Too little.
Yeah, he was too young. But so I was about 12, 13. I was about 12. And so we used to go, me and my brother and my friend that was in class with me and like a couple of other guys. We would go up to like Knightsbridge. There used to be a shisha bar there. And we would go like, these 12-year-olds.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, we'd go to the shisha bar and we would, man, you know what
You're
shisha is,
so
right?
little. Yes.
Like you have no idea. So you know how I look now?
Yeah.
I looked like a little fat girl at the time. Like I was small, I was tiny, but like wide. So I was like, right? And we used to go to the shisha bar in Knightsbridge. You know Knightsbridge? You guys heard of Knightsbridge?
I've heard
Yeah.
of this.
It's like where Harrods is.
Okay.
So there used to be a shisha bar there, and they would let us in, and we would go with the rich kids. So the rich kids were like buying shisha. You know what shisha is, like hookah, right? And they would be buying it left, right, and center. And I remember like me and my brother would be like trying to figure out what to do with this like little £10 note that we've got. Like how do we navigate this stuff? You know what I mean? But a little bit after that, we had some friends who like smoked weed, and it was someone's birthday. I can't remember who it was, but we all went to Hyde Park for their birthday, and we just sat in a circle, just chatted and stuff, and we just passed the zoot around.
Did you have any nerves? Like, I'm thinking of me as a 12-year-old, and that is so far from what I would ever do.
I tried it first time when I was 12 too.
No, my friend, like I had friends that were on different shit. Like they were like, I don't really want to say it, but I had friends that were like going to jail for like
Right.
like at like 15 for like attempted murder and stuff. So like,
Yeah, we know what's up.
smoking weed is
Not a big
nothing.
deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
yeah.
And was it love at first toke?
At first, I didn't feel it. I was like, well, what's all this? I don't feel nothing. So then after, I think it was maybe the second time, I was like, oh, okay, I really think I want a burger.
Right.
Like I could feel it the second time.
Yeah.
And then since then, it was, I really liked it. There was also a period of time, I must have been about 14 or 15, and I remember I used to smoke weed after school with my friends. And then after we'd go to smoke weed, and then I'd go home, I would do like my coursework, like my school coursework, and I would go back to school next day and get like A stars in my coursework.
Focus
like
was tight.
Fucking stone.
Focus
Yeah.
was tight.
Yeah.
And you now use it recreationally, medically?
Mostly medically, because I'm just so busy at the moment. The only time I really get to smoke is when I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Because of all of this, like I've been working 70 hours a week. Like during my day, my days are so long. I can't afford to slow my day down anymore to have a spliff and.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when all this stuff, when I'm able to like have more time for my enjoyment, all day,
Hit the lake.
oh man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro.
I'm so excited for your series to be done because it's
Yeah.
gonna blow up, and then you won't be able to keep these in stock.
That would be great. That would be
Facts.
great, and I'm hoping I can help others in terms of the subsequent episodes to come, I would love to do like product placements and like brand deals with like these weed companies out
That
here. Like,
is
because you
it.
guys can't advertise, right?
Bro.
So if I'm doing all this from the UK, like,
This is exactly what we're talking about. I just proved a case of the third-party creator with the Can Expo freestyle.
yeah,
Did you see that?
I didn't. I was at my booth, like everyone was coming in.
No. I was freestyling my ass off on the stage, but on Instagram, I dropped a 90-second freestyle, a remix of the Busta Rhymes Mariah Carey
gonna check
song.
it. I'm gonna check it out.
So what I did is I promoted Can Expo with graphics, and I put like 20 cannabis brands, and I'm rapping about them, promoting them.
Yeah.
And then not only did
You're sick.
they
You're
allow me
sick.
to post that, and it did well, I posted it, and Meta allowed me to target promote through their ads. It became a sponsored ad. So I just proved the third-party case. Like if a brand wants to dump $100K to reach a demographically or a regional targeted focus, they can through me and through you.
Well, this is it.
And through anyone who wants to create content that naturally and authentically aligns itself as a third-party operator, I can say the fuck what I like.
Absolutely.
And you can too.
Yes.
So this is such a promising avenue, and I know it seems like it's taken a long time, but you're truly right on time.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially for Canada. I love that you're here. Like I said, the level of self-investment of just being a boss and taking the cost and working your ass off to get here inspires me so much. And your story just revealed something about yourself that I'm resonating with a lot too, is the group of friends that you had as a teenager gave you, same to me, they're all in jail now or dead.
Bob,
Like,
I could tell you a mad story. Like,
and so
mad
so
stories.
when you come from that level of you see the consequences of making choices that aren't well informed, and when you make a choice to like be in the light, there's nothing that can throw you off anymore, because you're like, well, it's not that.
Yeah.
Like I'm eating, like it may be rice and I may be doing all the work with the film, but at least I'm not in a cell or dead.
Literally
like,
literally that.
I'm because your level of maturity almost gives me tears. Like of
Oh,
like
man,
investing.
you're
I'm
too
like,
kind,
somebody
man.
give this guy some racks, dog. Like we need to stop his job. Like I'm gonna start a campaign to get you out that job. So, but like now I'm realizing why you have such a good attitude, and it's that light just to be like, well, I'm fucking here. Like I'm doing it, and that level of, I guess, perspective. I don't see it with people with necessarily privileged beginnings, but it becomes the biggest blessing along the way, because you're gonna need to believe in yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hard to do.
It's hard.
How
So
do you
hard.
keep believing in yourself?
It's
beautiful.
Without like shitting on anybody, but like looking around me and like seeing where like the friends that I grew up with are at. So I grew up with, how can I put it? Like I saw people that I grew up with things when I was younger that I could never get. Like I like 16, 17, I was seeing my friends driving around in like Mercedes Benzes and stuff.
Fuck.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and these times I could barely afford to buy a pair of trainers. Like, oh man, I could tell you some stories, but
I'm wearing the suits of those guys I saw now. I became it.
man, like, so for me, like, there were some situations that I went through, and it made me realize that life isn't for me.
Yes.
I'll tell you this one story, but I'll keep it vague because I don't want to give any details. But I must have been about 14, and it was Christmas Day.
It's a Christmas story.
People act up during these times.
Shit.
Listen, so
Yeah.
I remember we were meant to go somewhere for Christmas. We were meant to go to a relative's house for Christmas. And we were late because we'd all like, again, I know I was 14, but you know, like we're cool, you know what I mean? I got drunk and we were hungover, we were all hungover. And we didn't get there till about maybe, we was meant to get there for breakfast. We didn't get there till late afternoon, maybe like 5, 6 o'clock. Okay. And when we got there was like nobody there. We were like, where is everyone? And they were like, oh, the police raided, like they've all been arrested.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, Christmas Day? Like, yeah,
Oh
man.
my
Yeah. Like when I look around me.
It's the only day they knew everyone was gonna be home.
But the night before.
No, that's why
someone-
they do
that's-
that.
Yeah, but
That's true.
it is. But then the night before,
fucked up.
someone had allegedly done like an attempted an armed robbery. So they were like coming to raid because of that attempted robbery.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
like for me, it was
gosh.
like, why are we doing this? Why Why are people around me doing this?
We got to get out of this cycle.
Like, what is it what is it about us that we can't do something properly? Why do we have to do this?
Bro.
That's like a wise thought to have at such a young age.
I mean,
I love that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I mean, I come from the hood. I come from Harlesden. If you ever know, like, you guys know about UK rappers? You know about...
Grime?
Yeah, like K-Coke, Nines. Yeah, I live in the
I'm
same
less
place.
versed.
Yeah, like...
Fuck. No, I know there's some hardcore areas. That's crazy,
man,
bro.
yeah,
I had no
yeah.
idea. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
like-
Well, you shine so bright, and you can tell that you've chosen the light no matter what the hustle consequence of schedule comes with. But I'm infinitely see your power, bro.
So can I ask-
That's
Appreciate
choice.
you guys,
That's
man.
decision.
With-
you.
Fuck.
Like with everything that you grew up around, why were you a closeted smoker?
Because of...
Trying to adapt to this new world, not wanting to be judged by these motherfuckers. You gotta hide. No.
It wasn't that. Like, it wasn't that. It was basically because I'm the youngest in my household, and when you're the youngest in a Caribbean household, sometimes you get the shit end of the stick.
Fuck.
Sometimes, no matter what you do, it's never enough.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I left school, I did my GCSEs, which is like your end of like school exams. I got like 3 A's, 5 B's, 1 C, but no one celebrated it. No one celebrated it. So for me, it was like, so I put in all that work, and like my teachers are here celebrating me. Do you know what I mean?
We talked about this actually. We shot yesterday, and we talked about this idea of like this ingrained idea that hard work pays off, and like that's just not the case sometimes.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. So, but yeah, I was a closeted smoker because I was always getting the shit into the stick. Like no matter what happened, I would always get into trouble for something. Something like I would get into trouble for things that my brothers could get away with, and I'm talking like trouble.
Right.
Trouble.
Right.
Jeez.
So from there, it wasn't until I was maybe, I would say maybe like 24, 25 that I started to step out and be like, fuck it, I'm doing me.
Nice.
Fuck it, I'm doing me.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? Like it or not, like I'm not hurting anybody. You've never had any issues with me. I'm doing me. I smoke. And I smoke a lot.
Big boy ting, yo.
Big man thing, you
Yeah.
get me?
Yeah.
You're
man.
definitely an appropriate guest for the Disciplined Stoner show.
Oh,
that's
thank you
for
guys
sure.
so much. Like I've spent so many hours like listening to you guys' podcasts at work, like delivering mail.
Thank
You know what I mean? Like having to pause it so that I can like deliver a package and then like starting it again. So that yeah, man.
That's amazing.
100%.
Can
bro.
you take a
Bless you.
picture of you when you're listening to you?
Absolutely.
When you,
Absolutely.
To this, you listening to you is gonna be so meta.
yeah,
Absolutely. 100%.
nice.
I can absolutely do that for you guys. That'd be a pleasure.
Well, that's so great, bro.
So why? Can I ask you
Bless
why
you.
you decided to come to Can Expo?
Yeah, so my mum, she grew up without her dad. And when I was about 15 or 16, my mum was actively looking for that side of her family, like actively, and I was helping her with it. There were times where she kind of like pause it, like get on with whatever she was getting on with, like, you know, work and life and stuff. And then she'll pick it back up again when she'd found the energy to get it, to do it. Then obviously when I started college and stuff, I didn't really have time to like help her with it as much. But last year, about this time last year, she found them. Yeah, this time last year she found them, and they were in Canada. They're in Toronto. Yeah.
Shut up!
And
Oh
yeah,
my god! Oh my god, that's
Whoa,
amazing!
Yeah.
Basically,
That story is
destiny
better than
brought you
anything
here.
we could have ever imagined as an answer.
Yeah, I know. That's where I'm at. Imagine where we're sitting. It came with all of that. It's
I thought you were going to
destiny.
be like, oh, I heard of it, and like I thought
I was
it would be a
online
cool.
one day.
Well, there's that. There's that, but I only heard of it because the family that my mum found told me about it.
Oh.
So now I was like, okay, well, I'm going to come. Well, she'd gone to meet them in the summer, but I was in LA for my friend's birthday in the summer when they went. So I thought, okay, well, if Can Expo's coming up, I'll do Can Expo and meet my family at the same time. Kill two birds with one stone.
Your destiny is unfolding. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, man.
How has that been?
Oh man, the family are just absolutely like, they're a godsend. Like, they are lovely people. They are lovely. Like, man.
Your
like,
character's about to get a lot of wins, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Think about
honestly.
your life as a movie. It was like endure, and
Literally.
there's sparkle of wins.
Fucking literally, man. Like, so, like, there's been so many times I've been like questioning, should I be doing this? Should I be? But it's it's a marathon, not a race, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's a marathon, not a
Shout out
race.
Nipsey Hussle.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, may I ask, how did that come up in conversation when they told you about Can Expo? Because that's a fate, destiny, journey moment.
How did it come about?
Like you were proud. You told them that you do weed shit, you smoke weed, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's this festival."
I think my mum told them that I'm a big weed smoker. I can't remember. I think there was something. No, it was. I think the conversation they were having was about what we do. So obviously, mum told them like I work at Royal Mail, and then she also said that I'm doing this stuff with Benny's World, and then they kind of wanted to ask me more about it. So I was just like, well, I have these papers and stuff, and the idea is to like get it as far out there as possible. Like go to all these places and talk to people about it, give them the rolling papers and the grinders, and just let them know what it's about. And then they were like, oh well, like there's some expos in Toronto and stuff. Like you should come and check it out. So I kind of got onto Google, checked it out, saw Can Expo, and I thought, well yeah, fuck it, why not? And then just told my manager, okay, so for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be maxing out my hours. So 70 hours a week. Make sure you got it for me. And I've been doing it. I was doing it like 9 months straight.
You're such a G. You are a mission-orientated, kind
Do you want me to be honest
G.
with why? Do you want me to be honest why?
Why?
Because I don't have a choice. I don't have like anything, like this is it. I don't have any other options. Like I'm still sitting by my phone waiting for my agent to call. Like,
Me too, pal.
but the
Me
saving
too.
grace is that I do a lot of voiceovers. So
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You do have a great voice.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
man. Thank
No,
you. I grew it myself.
I've been selfishly noticing that for this podcast.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm
man.
gonna flip that into a
Do
segment.
you do other voices, or do you do voiceovers with like this signature?
It's mostly my
Chaz
voice. It's mostly my
Nice.
voice because it's like corporate stuff. Like I did
Okay.
I did something for Red Bull like
Oh.
coming to 2 years ago.
Fuck yeah.
Vanguard,
Let's go.
like all sorts of stuff like NHS. NHS is like our medical, like a hospital system
Okay.
and stuff, and like our medical system. Did one for them like a couple of years back. Like I do all sorts of things, but they never really want like funny voices, which is okay, I guess. But I quite like the fact that they hire me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a big feat. It is very nice.
100%. I
You're
love
the
it.
best, dude.
Hey, are you able
love this
to
guy.
attack Germany with its new legalization at all?
I don't actually know. I think I'd try, but again, I don't know what their vibe is like. Because I went to LA last year trying to do this stuff. Didn't go to an expo, but just to go in there and their vibe wasn't like Toronto.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it
Toronto's
was
it isn't.
special.
nice, but it was like Toronto. Yeah, I would. Like, you're probably joking, but I'm not. Like Toronto is special.
No,
No,
no.
it is.
I'm with you. I didn't grow up here either. I grew up in Vancouver. It's on the other side of the country.
Okay.
And then I went Vancouver to LA, and it was my dream to be a stand-up comedian, and I seen like, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, Richard Pryor all do the Comedy Store. So there I was, 19, 20 years old, doing the Comedy Store, doing stand-up, and she was doing modeling, and then we thought just by doing the thing that made your dream look like it came true would mean that you have all those peripheral circumstances like bank accounts and houses and cars,
Right.
but that's not the
Right,
case,
yeah.
as we've been talking about. So we went back to Vancouver and crashed, and I hurt my ankle on some silly promotional gig and was drinking and like had pills for my ankle and got
We
a
were
tummy for
Christmas
the first time.
elves.
We were Christmas elves. That's how we were exploiting our talent to pay the bills. I've always just tried to stay halfway at the mall, bro.
God,
I used to
yeah.
go up, but I learned how to kind of play with kids and freestyle and stuff, and then a year later, we ended up parting. She went to LA to go to yoga school. We were living in her parents' basement in Alberta, which is like the cold version of Texas, of Canada.
Wow.
And
And if you've never lived in Alberta before, you shouldn't just go cold turkey.
yeah,
Wait,
I
is
just
it colder than Toronto?
extremely.
Because I fucking froze.
No,
I
yeah,
know, it's
exactly.
so
No,
cold, though.
imagine double that cold.
I've never been in this sort of cold before, and everyone's telling me, "Oh, you're cold. This is nice. It gets
Yeah.
colder than this." I'm like, guys, you're insane. How are you not how are you not wearing like furry jackets like Eskimos? This is
Yeah.
nuts.
No,
I agree with you
I like the heat.
100%.
We
Oh
like
my
LA.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA climate is
That's
nice.
the move, right?
Even in the winter, LA is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So and I moved here on a wish and a prayer, Greyhound ticket and $200. Lived in a cleaned up crack house for about a year, and was with a guy who was we were in a duo together. He played guitar. Every house party, every bar, no pay. Worked for 5 years for beers and nachos. She came out here. We lived in a shithole for a while, $800 a month rent, like basement apartment, garbage. And then we've been thugging it out. But Toronto gave us everything that we got now. Like Toronto has this magic. If you look for it, you'll find it. If you show up as a professional, you'll get hired. There's people here. It's like everything good I like about America with clean streets.
Yeah, 100%. Like Toronto's lovely. Oh man, like what you were just saying, like bro, you see at the, like Can Expo, I didn't know anybody. Like the only person I knew were the event organizers. Yeah. Because I booked a scheduled meeting with them just to ask them questions, and those were the only people I knew, right? Catherine
and Kelly, shout
out to you guys. But mate, like when I was at the booth,
you're so loved. Like I heard people talking about you.
Said, oh, bro, like I couldn't believe it. Like listen, I'm just a little dirty little man from Harlesden.
Get out of here.
Like bro, like
humble.
I'm sitting at my booth, like trying to like eat a sandwich, and I've just got like people like coming and they're not just coming to be like, oh yeah, can I grab a sample? They're coming to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it.
That was actually a lot of exhibitors had said that like it was one of the first times where they could have a conversation and a discussion with a group of people, and it didn't feel pitchy, and it didn't feel like we're trying to do this weird exchange.
We wanted to set it up like that. Like we've been dreaming this shit. We're on the Can Expo team, and we were booking brands there as well, like friends of ours, and like writing the panels, and like that was our goal the whole time, is like make this authentic. Because I've been to a bunch of these where you might as well just put a robot there. Like, it's just like they're pitching. So I'm like, let's create an authentic vibe. And in all the advertisement that we did and all the talk about it, that was the signal we were putting out. Like, come to learn. Like, I'm here to learn. Like, I want to learn. And right? And if we all have that attitude, it goes so much smoother than everyone kind of peacocking.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad to hear that was the case. And of course you'd be well received, man. You're like the heart energy that people want to like
man, you guys
vibe
are too
with.
kind.
No,
you'd be surprised how many people don't like Chezza, man, honestly. Not that I don't like them back, but yeah, fuck them. Because like, I'm literally just doing what I need to do, honestly.
You, bro.
And there's so many people on the planet that like, same for us. Like, not everyone can like you.
Yeah.
I expect about like 70-30. Like, bro, I'm a cocky white rapper. Like, I expect 70 of the room to be like, fuck this guy. And then it's my job to slowly tick that back. And I do it fucking dome by dome, bro.
Absolutely.
I do it dome by dome. I don't worry about everyone. I'm like, motherfucker, you.
Yeah.
You don't see a reflection of yourself in me? Okay, go sit with them. Motherfucker, you see we're the same? Okay, go and like, I'll fucking tell them one by one.
Straight.
Vagina or dick or nothing, I don't care. Like, you are me, I am you. We are a reflection. And man, you carry so much of the beautiful reflection that people, I think, want to see.
Do you do any daily practices? Any meditation, journaling?
No, but
what? Why are you like
I know.
this?
No choice.
So
We've gone over this.
Yeah, we've got no choice, man. Like, so when I was about 19, I went through this thing that I call the fall, and I would say if I could liken it to anything, it was almost like ego death.
There we go.
Yeah, it was like there was a part of me that died, and I had to like spend time regrowing it, growing it back. I had to really scale my life back. I had to sit in my room and do nothing. And at the time, I wasn't even smoking. It was only after I'd gotten to a point with that fall, because at the time I was thinking, again, you know, cannabis is illegal in England. I didn't know at the time that cannabis could actually help you with those sorts of things. So I abstained from it.
Wow.
And it must have been about 2 years. Like, and during that time, I had offered, like, I went to parties and stuff, and people would offer me like MDMA, and they were like, oh, if you're depressed, maybe try this. But within myself, I was like, look, I'm in such a bad way. I don't want this to help me and then feel like I need that to feel, you know. So I just like, you know what, I'd rather ride through this darkness with nothing. Just go through it. So, where was I?
No, the wisdom of knowing not to create a dependency through struggling through that time is amazing. So you're experiencing the ego death process.
Yes, and then I got to a point where I felt good in. Okay, so there was a point there was a point that I reached, and my dreams were very active at the time. I had very active dreams. It was almost like
literally as you're sleeping, your dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like entities would come to speak to me, and like formless. I can't see what they are, but I could tell that this thing that's talking to me is like there. Yeah. Like there, like I could. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Like your dreams are weird. Like
we're all just energy beings. Don't 100%. Be mistaken so much by the third dimension observation of your 100%. Body frame. You're still a central energy aura, and we are sending energetic communication to each other, even if there's words and bodies involved.
100%.
So it's just that without the cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a particular dream that actually swung everything. It swung the darkness, right? But I don't know if you have time for me to explain what that dream was.
I'm down. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. We still
We're
have
good.
we
got
have
lots of time.
yeah, we have like another half if you want.
Okay. So I was going through this particular thing. Like, this thing wasn't the reason why, but it was the straw that broke the camel's back. So it's like everything that I'd been going through at the time, and then this particular thing happened, boom, the fall, okay? So there was about, I would say it was a good 9 months of me going through this. And then one particular day, so at the time I'm still training to like active training, right? This particular day, I was supposed to have rehearsals this day. Now, my alarm clock will go off every single morning. I had the little radio alarm clock where you got your CD and you put your alarm and your CD
Yeah.
would play, right?
Yeah. Blue light or red light? The light of it, with the time reflect on it.
I think it was blue.
Yeah, blue. I know
Yeah.
that one. Silver and blue.
So this particular morning, I'd like been sleeping and stuff, you dreaming. I remember the dream, and it was like you're in this place that's pearly. There was a circus kind of feel, but it was like not like the circus that we know of. It's like circus vibes, but it's like a party. Like everyone's having fun, everyone's loving, and you know, all of this stuff. You can't see anything like what we would know in the third dimension, but in terms of where you're at in that place, you understand everything that's going on. You're interconnected with everything around you. You can see all these energies are interacting with you. But however, you're not lucid. Like you're not you in that place. So you're able to observe it almost like from an outside looking in.
Okay.
You're the
Yeah.
observer now. Even you're just plugged into an identity.
Bingo.
Are you
you're
taking-
that.
Bingo.
Are you taking part in the festivities?
You're part of it. but
You're one of all of them.
Yeah. So you're observing that, but you're not. So in that place at that time, I wasn't Chesney. I was a part of what was going on here.
Right. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
And there came a point where I became lucid. And when I became lucid, that was when I realized that I had to wake up so that I could go to college and do rehearsals. Right? But when I realized
Holy
I needed to wake up, I couldn't get back into my body. So everything stopped. When they realized that I was lucid and I was like Chesney in this place, it's like this isn't supposed to happen. So everything just stopped. And everything was like, looking at me. And I was like, oh, shit.
You felt called out, or the awareness could realize that you connected the two.
I don't know, but all I remember is just realizing I'm supposed to wake up now, but I'm still in this place. I'm still here. And not only am I still here, but I'm now Chesney in this place.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you know what I
That
mean?
must have been so like exciting for them.
I think everyone was a little bit worried because I'll get into why they might have been a bit worried. So they were just trying to like force me back out into my body, like
Yeah,
get the
they
fuck
were
out of
like-
here, sort of thing, right? And then
Don't see too much of this as that.
yes, or like don't interact here as you are lucid.
Yes.
As your third dimensional mind is in here.
You'll change.
Oh wait, I'll get to that. So then I end up sort of, how can I explain it? Like whoever was trying to help me then managed to like force me back into my body, right? But then there was like this period where you're not actually anywhere, but you're coming into your body. And for me, that's never happened. At the time that had never happened, I was thinking something's not right. What's going on? So as I'm coming into my body, it was like I could feel my heartbeat was just boom, 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 boom. And I don't know what I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Like what? So then, and then as I'm in my body now, so I'm slowly coming in and I'm in my body now, the pain in my chest was insane. Like I thought I was having a heart attack, straight up heart attack.
Okay, so that's just really hard for Chesney to handle physical body, what you were possibly experiencing as a human.
Yeah, I think what it was that there was a part of me that was ready to like leave up out of here because of what was going on. It was just too much. Like I'm on my own out here. Like it's too much. But I get to that. So
Because it's so easy back there.
So fun.
It's so love. It's pure love.
I love it.
We take a lot on to be here.
So then, the pain in my chest. So I'm trying to like regulate my breathing, trying to like slow my heart rate down, and nothing's working. The pain like shoots up into my head, and like I pass out. I'm assuming I pass out. I don't know what happened. I'm no longer here. Okay, and then wake up in this like the same place as before, but there's nothing. There's no like all the energy
They
and stuff.
fucked off.
They fucked right off.
Circus is closed.
Yeah,
They really-
closed. Yep, done, dusted. And
my
I'm looking around
God.
thinking, what the fuck's going on? Am I dead? Like, what the hell is going
Whoa.
on? Like, what? And then
They decided you still have more work to do in this
oh,
form.
bruv. Oh, you wait. Like I said, I don't know how long we have.
No,
but
keep going.
This, you know what I mean? This is a story.
This is beautiful.
Thank you for sharing.
This is
Oh, no
answering a
problem.
lot.
So then I'm looking around and I'm thinking like there's a sense of waiting. I'm supposed to be waiting here, but there's nothing. There's literally like it's pearly. It's just like a pearlescent, like almost like a cloud, but it's not cloudy. It's just pearly. Like,
God energy, pure.
yeah, like almost like this sort of thing. But it was like sparkly. It was like the colors were alive. But it was just like there was a sense of like a dome. I'm thinking, am I supposed to be waiting here or something? And then as the next two thoughts came into my head, they materialized. So I said, I thought to myself, so there's a sense of waiting. So is this a park? Is this a train station? And then when I thought park, the park had appeared around me.
There it is.
Whoa.
And then in that same sentence in my head, when I was like, is this a park? Is this a train station? The train station appeared around me.
That's
You're in thought.
nuts.
You're in thought.
But it appeared around me, but it was almost like it was always there. I just hadn't noticed it.
Whoa.
This is what I'm saying, right? So then then the train station's here and I can see the bench, like in the waiting room. And I'm looking around, I'm just confused. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I wasn't like scared or anything. It was just more like, I don't understand.
Am I
which was another
causing
thing.
this? Is this my power in my mind movie?
Right, well, not even that. Like at the time, I wasn't like a spiritual at all. It was just
You weren't aware.
Not at all.
You were just being.
It was this period of time that awakened me to these things. And so anyway, I'm looking at this bench and there was something, so I'm looking around and I keep looking at the bench. I'm looking around, my attention keeps getting drawn to the bench. So I'm looking at the bench and I'm focused on it and I'm thinking there's something about this bench and I can't stop looking at it. And then I realized there was an energy sitting on the bench observing me.
Oh.
And it wasn't until like I tuned into that bench and that
Tuning
energy
in.
that I started to notice. So, okay, so let me give you context of who it is. So when that entity realized it, like I could see them, I could not see them, but I could perceive them. I knew that they were there.
Fuck.
They introduced themselves to me. So I have to give you a little bit of context. Did you see when I pulled in before?
Yes.
And did you hear the music? It was like boom, 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 boom.
No.
I did.
Boom. Right, so you heard the music, right? So my uncle was a singer when he was alive. And when he passed away, right, he passed away like 99. And he was like a singer. He was like Bob Marley's favorite singer. So if you know who that is, yeah, that's him. And
Wow.
when he passed, it was quite sudden. And when his death kind of fragmented the family a little bit, like his children, it wasn't until so he passed away when I was 5, and it wasn't until I was about 27, 28 that I reconnected with his children, like really reconnected, like happy birthday guys, like go, you know what I mean? Like go see them for their birthday and things like that. So when he was alive and he would come to England, like when he was touring, he would stay at our house. So there was this particular memory that he introduced himself with. So in terms of introducing himself, he pinged the memory to me.
Oh my God.
Right? And the memory was this. Christmas 98. So my uncle came to my house and my dad was there and stuff, and like they would tour throughout the Christmas period because obviously he's a singer, and like during Christmas time there would be like concerts and stuff. So he was touring England at the time. But during Christmas this time, he was like at our house. He was home in London. And me, my mum, and my 2 brothers had gone out to like Harlesden High Street, which is the local high street where we were living. And we were small. I was about like 4 or 5 at the time. And there was a church that we used to go to. And when we were passing the church, they had carol singers and stuff. And I remember there was this girl, she must have been about 14 or 15 at the time. But because I was young, I was like 4. I was looking at her like, wow, what a big lady.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean? So she had this trumpet. And she let us try and like play the trumpet, but we were small, so we couldn't. Like my little lungs couldn't, you know what I mean? So as a consolation, she like painted our faces as tigers. And then we went home, and because my mum had left the key with like my uncle and my dad or whatever, my uncle opened the door. We knocked the door. My uncle opened the door, and he looked at us and he goes, "What weird? I don't know if it's Dotty, sir." And we all just like burst out laughing. Now, that memory of him opening the door was how he introduced himself to me. Because I remember that memory, but when he showed me this memory, it was from his perspective. Yeah, so that's how I knew who it was. And then we were talking, and when I realized, I was like, oh my God, look, this is all I'm going through. And I remember trying to speak, and then it was that moment where he pinged to me like, we don't speak here. we don't do that mouth stuff. You don't have a mouth. And that's when I realized, like, oh shit, like, yeah, I don't have a body. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what? And
oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So
Like,
you focus a transmission through intention and tuning into a frequency, yes? This is how you translate. So it's like gathering a thought before you articulate it there. But then you don't need to articulate it.
You ping it. So it's like the intention is to show them, like, see it. Like,
see it.
Yeah.
See it.
The intention is for you to see this. And it would just ping. And like, sometimes in that place you would package that thought and that with a feeling.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then it would give that thought a nuance. It's almost like a higher language. And and so here in this realm, it made me realize that here in the third dimension, that when we speak using words, it's just an approximation of what you really mean.
Oh.
We only take it for granted because most of us have been through like similar things. But when you start going higher and higher in terms of like, you know, dimensions, if you want to call it that, and experiences, you realize that this is just an approximation. Like we can only communicate like this because we're all pretty much going through the same things. If I was to try and, oh man, like it's
Bro, that is so hitting a scientific thing of like what I do. From an articulation master, I will say words are clunky.
100%.
We're trying to articulate a feeling. You're right to connect. You just nailed something as well. We're all going through a similar thing.
Absolutely.
That's why it's easy to translate
Absolutely.
ideas. That's what a song is, a little audio capsule of an idea and a feeling. And if you reverse engineer manifestation or study the law of attraction or listen to Abraham Hicks and stuff like that, that is a firsthand experience of exactly what they talk about, of pairing a thought, a visualization, and a feeling in order to draw that towards you. And that is such difficult work to do from 0 to 10. But when you're there communicating in it and there is an entity giving you that sort of wavelength back and you have those firsthand experiences, oh baby, you'll never forget that.
Oh, 100%.
So that's why you can hold a vision so well. You've had multidimensional communications.
Oh, bro, like, and it gets deeper. So we then communicating all these things, and I'm just like relaying to him, like, look, I feel like I'm giving up, man. Like, I feel like I'm losing this battle. You know, every day I wake up, I'm in pain. Like, this existence is pain. And it was like he just had this book and he just flicked it, like, and it was like a book of my life. And he says, see, you're gonna be okay. So I was like, oh my God, what? Can I take it with me? Can I take these memories with me? And he said, no, you can't. No, you can't take it with you. And I was thinking, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. I'm taking it with me. And he was like, okay. So then eventually he was like, you know, you're gonna be okay. This is literally what life is about. Like, life, you got your ups and downs, but in the end, you're gonna be okay. Look.
Like, take it with you from him back to your life, right? Is that
so
what you mean?
For me, it was like what I was seeing in the book. It was like, can I take these memories? Can I take the memory of that back with me? And he said, no. You have to leave that here. I'm just showing you to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're like, I can't have this as a guide to know which timeline to go on.
Yeah.
I just get an assurance that it's all going to work out.
That's right. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Oh man, like,
That's very exciting.
Like, that whole dream like made me like, that was my up and up. That was when I'd hit the rock bottom, and then I started to, like, I hit the plateau of the bottom and then started to come up again. So after that, I then remember he was just talking to me and I was just listening, like I was just taking it all in. And then when he'd finished, he said, right, are you ready to go back? And I was like, go back where? What are you talking about? Go back where? I'm here. Like, what? Go back? Like, who? And he goes, Chesney, you ready to go back? And I was like, Chesney? Who's that? And he was like, okay, you've been here too long. All right, it's time for you to go. And I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. This is peaceful here. Like, I love it here. I want to stay here. You know, I'm protesting that I have to go back. I'm like, no, I love it here. It's so peaceful. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm not scared of anything. And one thing that was very interesting about that place is that, because remember I said before, I was trying to communicate all the things that I was going through.
Articulate.
I was trying to articulate it, but you can't articulate anything negative there. So like, imagine if I tried to jump off the roof and fly. You cannot. You you cannot put out anything negative in that place. You just can't. It's something you just cannot do. It's the way it was the weirdest thing.
I get that. It doesn't exist in love. So that's what like Winnie often calls me on here when we say we try to use love as a guide, because we know that is the infinite language. And it's like you can immediately what we call feel your vibration drop, like go away from your alignment. Like if you're in alignment and you're speaking love and you're aware that the universe is there to reflect anything you put your thoughts on, and you're tuned into that, and you're in a giving, abundant nature, we call that like alignment, because you're in a line with like who that you would feel is a great way to proceed. And you're right, as soon as you complain, as soon as you judge, as soon as you outline something that's not serving you, we put it, you're out of alignment. And it's a weird little elective that we get in this human experience that is oh so delicious at first, like a donut, like something you know you shouldn't eat, but you do it anyway because it's indulgent. And in some ways it's like, fuck it, you're here, like you can't do it there. In some degree, make the mistake while you're here, but know that the consequences are going to be just like you in that Pearly Mind movie dome that you were in, that showed you that visual, and there you go. So it's like same thing with that is so fucking deep.
So what happened when you started protesting? Because wouldn't that be considered a
he just chuckled and he was just like, go on man, go on, because obviously I was like, and like a lot of the things I wanted to say, you can't say it because it doesn't exist in that place.
Right.
It doesn't, like...
There's no victim narrative.
How can I put it? Like, it's just an impossibility. Like, it's hard for me to explain what I mean, but like, imagine being in a place where negative words cannot come out of your mouth.
But can you feel it?
No. You can know it. You can know it because because you've come from there. You remember your third dimension. And so for me to have communicated that to him, I had to show him the memories and ping it with the feeling of how those memories made me feel. I couldn't then just be like, these fucking people, no. Like that it was impossible.
Wow.
You have the feeling of the negativity, but the negative thoughts you're not able to do that.
Communicate it.
Yeah.
So then when we see that people who live in a negative state have no energy, this is why, because that's your infinite source of energy. And that's why they say gratitude is like a key to like unlocking energy and even having a healthier body, to appreciate what you have. So you have infinite energy through that love. But when people who, and I mean like God love the activists, you know, like there's no wrong way to do this, we like to say, but like you can see their physical being drained because they're holding themselves in that forceful negative place that just doesn't come naturally to infinite energy.
The infinite energy is like like completely separate to that negative stuff. Like I don't know where that negative stuff comes from, but it's not divine. Like,
human ego. We think we know. I think it's holding something in place.
Well, it's doing something for us though, as humans.
I think it gives us that experience because if we can assume that we come from that place, and you can't do anything negative, then down here is for us to be like experiencing negativity because we don't know it if we're there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And
we literally don't know it.
Fuck.
And what one of our teachers says is like, if you know what you don't want, when you experience negativity, you can then create more focus, tunnel vision around what you do want. And that's how you create your life.
100%.
That's how you put in overtime.
But you have to experience things.
Mountaintop.
100%.
I rock Can Expo.
Okay, so he told you to go back.
Yeah, well, he was asking me if I was ready, and I didn't know what he was talking about. I completely forgot about my ego. I completely forgot about my third dimensional human self. And so I was just like, what? I was like, don't be silly, man. I ain't going back nowhere. I'm peaceful here. And he just kind of went, and I was back in my body.
That's so annoying.
Oh man. But the whole time I was talking to him, remember I said the place was all like pearly, it was all pearly and stuff.
Yeah.
It was almost like there was a window. It wasn't a window, but as we would know like a wall and then a hole in the wall with something that you can observe through it, we know that as a window. Materials like glass and stuff, it doesn't exist there, but what that pearly wall type thing was, there was like an opening in the wall or whatever it was, where I could see through Chesney's eyes as he laid in his bed, or as I laid in my bed. Say that again?
Like the doorway to imagination in reverse.
Yeah, like as my eyes, so obviously I don't know what happened. I don't know if I passed out in my bed or whatever, but I could see my eyes like flickering and like open, like, how can I put it? I could see through that window. It's almost like the window to my eyes into the third dimension. I could see like the flickering of the eyelids, and like when the eyelids would open a little bit, I see it rolling around my room.
Perceiving through a linear perception.
Yeah.
Join this again. Everyone watching, close your eyes, open them, close your eyes, and then open them halfway. And like that little like window into this dimension that your eyeballs control, there it is.
So you're seeing yourself start to wake up potentially.
It wasn't so much waking up because I could see that at the beginning. So when I was first there, like looking around, like what the fuck's going on? I could see the flickering of the eye. Like I could see my room through this gap in whatever it was. I could see my room. Wow. But yeah, so when he went and I went back, everything went dark and quiet for a bit, and then I remember I could hear the birds outside my room, and then that's when I'm coming to my body, and I remember my chest being really sore, and it was sore for a while, for like a good week and a half. My chest was really sore.
By re-entering, do you think that's the soul seat? Yep.
I think so. I think your heart chakra is the seat of the soul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the seat of the...
It feels central. It feels like...
It does, like your center of being.
Yeah. And like you can often trace, you know, people, because you know like the chakra alignment, like it's either over or under. Like often my throat chakra, from just standing in public and busking freestyles for 5 hours on end, my throat chakra was like overcompensating.
Yeah.
And then my lower chakra was basically shrunk and dusty from being evicted throughout my whole childhood constantly and not thinking we'd have our next roof for next, like, so it was like this guy was done and scared and under, and this guy was overcompensating over, but literally earning through that. So it's like I had to do a lot of work to like get that back, and I was lucky that they were, even though it was root and like the communication one, like through visualization and a meditation, I could like dust off, like felt like coals, like lava, like, you know, and then my root chakra got more healthy. And then I started a podcast with my wife, so I only talk half the time for my throat chakra.
Three quarters.
No, but with the heart chakra, you see, it's not always that simple when it's out of alignment, because it's like deep rooted how you receive love, how you give love, and often a lot of like how you relate to this reality through like self-love and like putting yourself, you know. I think the first rule of conscious just evolution, as we look at it through a matter-based thing, is the top priority is self-preservation.
Absolutely.
So,
survival,
right? And as you know, and then that heart chakra has a lot to do with what you give yourself. So coming from a deficiency of that as like self-worth tied into all sorts of fucking interesting stuff. But yeah, I think it feels like that. So it's interesting that it reflected in your actual physical chest.
Yeah, like I don't know if I passed out. I don't know if I had a pulse while I was in that place. I couldn't tell you. Like I was alone in the house at the time. But
this could have full on been a heart attack. Like this could have been a buy and come back.
Yeah, it could have been. Like how we don't. Like how do we know? How do we know? Like
holy shit.
Like how do you go to a place and get stuck? How do you go to that place and get stuck? And like the people or the entities or the energies that are there have to help you get back into your body.
What an incredible journey, and kind of a metaphor for life. If like getting back into your body is like the North Star of completing your, you know, experience here. It's like in life you're encountering energies to help you along your journey. You know, you're boosting me up. I'm boosting you up. I hope.
Definitely boosting me.
We inspire
100%.
you, bump into people, and because we're focused in that same frequency. We were at Can Expo. We fuck with the plant. We're there for love, and we can see each other. I swear to God, Winnie will ask me sometimes, like, did you hear about this and this drum and that person? I'm like, I don't even know they exist.
Yeah.
I am over here. Like, I am in this beautiful light blue lush valley of a reflection of what I want to give.
100%.
And I see that from you, like
Thank you,
the
man.
amount of love. I've been hearing about you, like, and we haven't even got to hang out.
He also sees it from me sometimes too.
I absolutely see Winnie having you know what Winnie has? This special gift.
Like,
she could bounce right through a war zone filled with like landmines, and Winnie's nonchalant, just like enjoyment of the moment will keep her guided by the grace of God.
That's a gift.
She'll get a last minute like turn left and where you just like will naturally like grace
true.
through. For
I'm
me,
safe.
I'm here. I'm in that survival
Yeah,
coming from there. It's like
yeah.
I've calculated that corner, that corner, that corner, this person navigating that, when he's just like and like beautifully in harmony with love. So she exists in love all the time. I
That's
gotta give
brilliant.
those flowers.
I do. I have to leave pretty soon. So is there more of the story?
Fuck.
know.
I think from then I just because obviously that experience, I thought I was going crazy. You know, I thought I was
Yeah.
dying. I thought I was going crazy. So I actually read a book not long after that. I think maybe like a year or two after that, called The Law of One.
Ooh.
An Ancient Astronaut Speaks, the raw material, and that book helped me to. So it made me realize that I wasn't going mad. What it was is that there's levels of reality, and oh man, if you can read the book, it's online for free. Read it. It's an amazing book. It changed my life. It helped me to like accept the things I'd gone through and experienced, even though if other people can't relate, know that for me, I wasn't going crazy. Like I experienced that. Man, absolutely. But yeah, since then it was just like living my truth, and this is my truth. You know.
And it's so good.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys, man.
Oh, man, thank you for taking the time. You're here with your new
on.
family.
Absolutely.
You're leaving tomorrow, I
I'm
think.
leaving tomorrow, but I'm looking to come back very soon. Because when I was booking this, things were a bit tight, and so I was more concerned about getting home and making sure my bills are paid and stuff. But I did quite a bit of something. Well, I did a voiceover just before I came out here, literally the day before.
Yeah.
So, I could have afforded to like be out here a little bit longer. So I think what I'll do is maybe come out in the summer.
I was
spend a
gonna
bit
say.
more time.
It is. If you
Yeah.
think it's magic now, Toronto in the summer is magic.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
keep hearing it, and the apartment that I'm renting here at the moment is, oh man, like if I could get that apartment in the summer, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. It's such a nice place.
I am so excited for the unfoldment of your journey.
Yes.
This was his first podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
haven't
Like
been on
what?
any
You're a
podcast.
fucking pro.
Pro.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
we got to get it popping in the summer. Maybe we can figure something out, do an event or something.
Wherever it is, I'm down.
Yeah, bless.
Down.
I love your attitude, and what you've given today is such a gift. I hope you guys enjoy the story. We'll put his links in the description, including that book that you read that changed your life.
You can read it online for free, actually. Yeah.
That's amazing. And we'll put the link where to get your papers, and we want to see your content succeed. So
Thank you, guys.
where can people find you online?
They can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Benny's World 420. Is there anywhere else? I mean, if you're just interested in like talking to me personally, just find me Chesney Clark, Instagram, Facebook.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, bennysworld.co.uk.
We'll put all that in the
So
description.
sick. I know,
Is there
I
anything
like
you
to
want to
say-
leave
Yeah.
the people with, Ches?
So beautiful.
I would just say to people, if you can, be careful of how you treat others, because people generally tend to be very tolerant. But I'm telling you now, like people don't forget. People don't forget when you do things, and don't get me wrong. Like it's not like vengeance, but
No.
when you do things to people, and especially people that like have good intentions, and you want that person to do something for you in the future because you think that you guys are good, like just be careful.
Yeah.
Just be careful. Be careful with other people. Like we never know what people are going through. You never know what people's circumstances are. Be kind. Be kind.
You are an angel of light, and I personally needed this today. I know Winnie did.
I definitely needed it, yeah.
And if
Oh,
your heart
bless
is
you
filled
guys,
with
man.
joy, go follow my man. It's a blessing to know you.
Bro,
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
good. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. You guys have like really embraced me so much.
Thank you.
You're the best, bro.
You guys are the best.
Subscribe. Tell a friend.
You know what we smoking on, light it up a Ellevan, flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Gotta kill the smoke alarm, throw smoke rings at the throat like a water gun. You know word like a sing-along, said it, let it be like a bet you betting on. It's a bud throne that I'm sitting on. Phone it in like a telethon, when it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. We be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Puffing like a smoke-a-thon. I be puffing like a smoke-a-thon. Only hitting that hella bomb. Yeah, gotta kill the smoke alarm. We be puffin' like a puffathon. We be puffin' like a puffathon. I'm like bad boy, baby. Puff my main thing. Yes, terps in the nose. THC in my veins. CBG for the highs. CBD for the pain. Shout out every other element that we haven't measured yet, because education has been restrained. Why? I wonder why. Cannabis, this fucking guy, he goes up in the pharma cabinet and says, I'll replace you and take you out the game. Good night, alright. And you find that have been prescribed. It's time to take a hike, Vibe, and you're gonna kill this guy. Smoke a joint every morning and you'll be fine. The red cherry is where I find the light. You know what we smoking on? Light it up a Ellevan, flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoker thong. Gotta cut a smoke alarm, throw smoke rings at the throat like a water gun. You know word like a sing-along, said it, let it be like a bet you betting on. It's a bud throne that I'm sitting on. Phone it in like a telethon. When it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffing like a smoker-thon. We be puffing like a smoker-thon. We be puffing like a smoker-thon. Puffing like a smoker-thon. I be puffing like a smoker-thon. Only hitting that hella bomb. Yeah, gotta kill a smoke alarm. We be puffing like a puffathon. We be puffing like a puffathon. Disciplined stoners out on the scene, matching tracksuits and Jordan 3s. Can't wait to see you and smoke more weed. What's that you got there, a blunt for me? Fuck it, I'm lucky, I love you too. Let's see your old drops and new stuff too. What's there a Sunday on a Sunday cruise? Doing reviews for her next skew. Smoking the fire and we hella blitz. I got my paws on shit nobody gets. Outstanding buds like they came from the drip. Throwing some primo, I'm top of the tip. Never am stiff, I love the community. At an event talking like it's just you and me. Culture and industry making its history. We are just happy to be here and getting so lit. You know what we smoking on? Light it up a Ellevan, flexing with the super strong, puffing like a smoker thong. Gotta cut a smoke alarm, throw smoke rings at the throat like a water gun. You know word like a sing-along, said it, let it be like a bet you betting on. It's a bud throne that I'm sitting on. Phone it in like a telethon. When it's said and done, everyone wanna be puffing like a smoker-thon. We be puffing like a smoker-thon. We be puffing like a smoker-thon.
Like bad boy, baby. Puff our main thing. Yes, terps in the nose. THC in my veins. CBG for the highs. CBD for the pain. Shout out every other element that we haven't measured yet, because education has been restrained. Why? I wonder why. Cannabis, this fucking guy, he goes up in the pharma cabinet and says, I'll replace you.
Oh, yeah, it's so smoky. We smoked it out. It won't stop because of all the weed being smoked. Oh.
You ever see something so true that you couldn't unsee it? Something that you just knew would serve you. Whether it be self-awareness, plant medicine, a lover, a career. That's what we get down to here. Welcome to Disciplined Stoners, the gateway drug to mindfulness. Spark up or don't, and enjoy the show. Glad you're here.